Broadcast is going to start in about 5 minutes at 9:05. We'll see you guys shortly. Just doing a quick sound check, see how everything sounds. I will see you guys back at 9:05. Thank you, guys. Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Unfortunately, Ricky is not able to make it today, so I will be riding solo. So he usually handles the tech side of things, so hopefully you guys could hear me clearly and ready for a great day ahead. There's so many different things on the radar today. Please, guys, come over to stocktraders.net and check us out. Register for our free trading floor. Ask us any questions about what we're covering. We're happy to help you guys out. And, just send us messages if you want us to look at charts with you, anything. We're always open to helping out, and that's why we're doing the Stock Talk as well. Please hit the like button if you like what we're doing every day. We're putting a lot of effort in trying to give you guys some information out there and just a new insight on looking at charts or different ideas for the day, different scans. We're doing this all for you guys, and hopefully you guys could give back. Just tell people about us, and spread the word of what we're trying to do for you guys. Also, just remember, everything that we're covering every day are just Ricky's and my ideas, things that we're seeing in the pre-market, or just some on the dailies. Do your own homework. Make sure these are not solicitations. Read the disclaimer that's up. And with that all being said, I'm just going to get right into it. I got a few names I want to go over today with you guys. I'm going to jump right in here, and let me get this out of the way and move, start forward here. So I'm going to start right off with CERN. So here we are looking at CERN right now, and it's actually already pulled back a little bit into the levels that I'm liking. So what I'm looking at, I drew a little pre-market fib, and I was looking at this channel right in here from a long play at around the 60, right into this pocket of 62.70 to 63. I really like the long. If you look at the daily, it's kind of already, broken this area right here. Usually if on a daily, let's say they didn't have this big gap up, if this were to close above that 61 level, I'd be very bullish on the stock for a push right back up on that 200 day. So I'm going to feel the same way on CERN. I think it's going to provide us a great opportunity on CERN for a push back up on towards that 200 day area. Seeing how it acts, at the 200 day or maybe a little bit past it, maybe I'll look for a backside move on it. It also depends on what the market's going to give us today. But I really like the idea on CERN. So that's number one here. Let's go over to AMAT. AMAT is coming in pretty hard on numbers. Listen, this is my thought on applied materials. I got two ways of this. Let me drag this down a little bit more. There's just some pre-market stuff that I drew. Let me draw it. And what I was thinking about two things is, first of all, you guys have known me by now. I trade against these figures all the time. So that $50 number is going to be a big number. Do I think that, big picture, it can't crack it? No. And can it crack intraday? Absolutely. But I want to see how it holds there. And if it does hold, what I would be looking for is one of these clears on a pre-market level for a push back up. I have two trades on this. I'm going to look to fade it potentially up in this 52.50 to 53 area on a push at the open. But I want to see, I think there could be a nice trade on the long side here. It usually has really nice range, this name. So that's why I wanted to put it up there and go over my plan. So my plan is going to be looking for a long around the $50 area. If it breaks through it, if it reclaims it, that would be even better, because then I'll have a level to go off of for the long side. But I really like the long idea off 50. We'll see how it acts. If it stays super heavy, then I'm not even going to visit the long, obviously, as the old catching the falling knife type thing. But any type of push back up, if I do get long and trade it up, I'll be looking anywhere between 52 and 53 for a fade idea. So that's AMAT. I'm going to stay with that one. Let's move right along here. And BOLD is one that I want to talk about. So BOLD, what I was looking at, if you pull back the daily, it's really not really trading much right now in the pre-market. But you can see what I did a little line off this 42 area. And you can see I have very clear areas from yesterday to trade off of. You can see 41.60 was a bit of a top, and I was looking for maybe this to give back some of yesterday's move, especially if the market's going to open up or be down a little bit today. So I'm looking at this 41.60 area as a guide, as well as 42. See if it wants to do a little push up into anywhere over yesterday's highs, and then for a fade back, what I'd be looking for is a fade back towards that $40 number. So I like the idea on bold as a potential fade today. So there you go with that. Let me skip right over to TYHT, a lower price one. Some like these lower price ones. Hang on a sec. So this one has to get going a little bit for me. But when I pulled up TYHT, the reason I want to throw this one up there, and I also typed in VLRX, which I'll go over in a second with you guys, is I love dailies like this. When you see these wicks like this, and I see the 200-day where it is, I just don't know whether TYHT is going to give me the opportunity. It's up 50 cents, up 30% right now, but I want to see a really big push at the open, see a couple of these chat rooms or something, pick it up and get a little extended. And what I'm hoping is any type of push up into this 250 area for me is going to definitely look for a short. 250 to 3 would be really nice. So I'm going to definitely look to fade this name. I don't need to be the first one in on the initial push. No problem if it wants to go 250, 275, wait for that backside move. If you miss 10 or 15 cents, I'd rather miss that than get squeezed out and then, have that weigh on me all day long. But I think there's going to be a nice backside trade possibly on this TYHT. I have a feeling it's going to give back some of this move that we're up now, but it has to extend a little bit more for me. Hopefully you guys understand that. So I'm going to go right to another small price one and skip to the one I tweeted out a little bit ago. And this chart looks really, really appetizing to me for a hammer on it. So you could see all these moves before. I mean, they had quite the range, but look at some of these moves in the past that it's made and how much it gave back. Okay, the high at 233. I mean these are, excuse me, right here. Hang on a sec. High at 458. It closed almost on lows. I mean, even all these moves. I mean, everything that you go back and you look at any of these big moves. So what I'm hoping for VLRX is another big move. They also did a secondary. I think it was at $1.75. So I would love an extension. It's a lower float name. I think it's around 5 million in the float. I don't have a true number. I was going off FinViz when I pulled it up last minute. But I really like the opportunity of VLRX for a fade. I'll be looking to jump all over this. You got this level right here, all this consolidation in here, plus the 200-day if it wants to push. I'm not sure it's going to get that extended, but man, 250 even, I'd be looking at a possible fade on this. This is really high on my radar for throwing the hammer at it today. I can't imagine this thing squeezing like some of these other names have been going. So I'll be looking at that. And just keep in mind, if it gets real crowded, everybody's licking their chops this morning, VLRX. If it gets crowded, it's going to have some squeeze opportunities on it to get your entry. So be patient on your entry. You don't have to always be first in on these things. We want to sell into those squeezes. So look for those big volume candles, and that's what you're going to look at for your entries, not, a slow grind up and just add. And then when it squeezes, you're upside down or you're getting stopped out, and then you really don't visit the trade again. So just be real smart about VLRX, but I really like the opportunity, especially when you look at the history of the name. They just did a raise at 175. I find it hard to believe this thing's going to get too much legs, but if it does push up 250, I'm going to be licking my chops. Lastly, I just want to talk about SRPT. Had a big upgrade. I think it was from Goldman. I had a huge upgrade, actually. I think it was, but SRPT, I'm liking how the dailies looking. And again, I was just talking to you guys, once it starts clearing a level and closing above, well, right now it's up at trading at like 92.90. It's no volume yet, but this looks like it's going to get a nice leg up. And I have a feeling it's going to start forming a pattern on the daily for a $100 magnet on this thing. I'm not saying it's going to 100 today, but just as it starts to reclaim and hold these levels, if it wants to close above here, especially today with what it's looking like, I could see the daily really looking good for a $100 push. I feel like today, if I could get a good entry on this thing, which would be, low 92s or so, just based on, how it traded yesterday, I think I could be in front of that move and maybe, have a nice intraday trade, and I might even carry some for the swing up towards 100. So I like that SRPT idea, and I'll be all over it. Guys, just going to finish on one more thing. I know Ricky's not here today. Just want to touch base on just, being safe and stuff like that. There's a lot of people, I get a lot of messages, and I'm just going to talk, end on this note. That's it for the stocks, but just, some talk about, I hear a lot of people getting hurt. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I just want to remind you guys, Titus, myself, we've been around over 20 years, doing this stuff. And I could promise you guys one thing, that there's times that you go through little peaks and valleys. And the biggest thing about capital preservation is when you're going through a tough time, and everybody goes through it. Trust me, you have bad days, you have bad weeks that are just not the norm. You guys have to learn to size yourself down. And I don't care if you're trading 200 shares of stock, size yourself down to 100 shares, get your mojo back, let it come. Those things happen. I can't tell you the ups and downs in this business over 25 years that I've had, good and bad, just because it's, scenarios that come up, and it's the same way in life. So when you're going through these times, guys, if you want to help yourself, first thing to look at is look at your size. Don't worry about if you have a nut you have to hit every day or every week, and this is what you do for a career. Part of what we do is, you're doing great on the great days and all that, but also on the bad days, you got to learn to size yourself down, take smaller losses, you'll get it back. And that's how you'll keep your paycheck at the end of the month and at the end of the year, in the right, stage. And you also won't blow up your accounts, because a lot of times what we do is we tend to press, and we get egotistical, and we want to press situations and press them, and we're wrong. So just keep that in mind. Really concentrate on sizing down if you guys are struggling. And then, lastly, I'll, just say is if you're not hitting your goals for the week, don't try to do it all in one day. Just remember, every day we strap it on, there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, there's going to be incredible days, there's going to be days that are, just completely everything you're doing is just wrong. And you got to learn to manage those days. So just be real smart about that. If you didn't have a great week this week, don't try to all do it in one day. Obviously, you're in one of those patterns. Take a deep breath, size down a little bit, look for a couple trades, and that's okay. And just understand it's all part of the process and what we do for a living. So with that all being said, I'd love to talk to you guys more, but I know we're running out of time. Come check us out at StockTraders.net. We do have a free trading floor. We try to engage everybody, so feel free to join us over there. We also have a free trial going on, so you get a few days to check out the premium room and the turbo scan and the screen share at the open. It's pretty awesome. So have a great weekend, guys. Be safe. Enjoy your families. Thank you all for tuning in every day. Please hit the like button on YouTube. Tell your friends about us, guys, and come check us out actually at StockTraders.net. Please, that's what we're doing this all about, and we're building this incredible community. Please come check us out. Have a great day, guys. Thanks a lot.